Yo, what is up, guys? We're back for episode 2 of the Iowa Dairy Farm series, and today it's going to be equipment tour and farm tour, basically. I keep forgetting to do that. So starts off, we got the house, which was built in 1876, I think, but I'm not for sure. And then we've got a 2019 Dodge Ram 3500 dually. So we're gonna head on down to the farm. And then
Carson's in 9 too. Aunt Barrows.
Well, when they call class 7, we'll head up and watch. So I'm just gonna park the truck over here for now. Like right there, since there's really limited parking space. And we'll start here with this building. Actually, we'll start where the truck's parked in front of.
What? What did I say, 10 also?
You said 9. So, if I can back up far enough to where you guys can see the top, that's too far.
We'll have to make a beeline back here because you're in 13, so.
Yeah. So right here we've got an old silo that came with the farm that doesn't do anything. Why? I honestly don't know. Wait, can you climb that ladder? Can you seriously climb that ladder? You can't climb that ladder. And then you got an old corn crib. The feed silos, which will hold 1 million pounds of cattle feed. The dairy heifer barn and pen. And then, what are those for?
Those are huts for baby dairy calves.
And then we got the huts for the baby dairy calves, which I have never actually seen those used before, but yes, you guys will get to see them used in this series. So now we'll head out here. So you got the pen, and then we'll show all like the buildings and stuff first, and then we'll move on. Then we'll move on to equipment. So right here we've got the
Then we're in 26.
The dairy cow feeder or dairy cow feed barn. This is where their feed gets stored. And then we've got the milking parlors, which I don't think they actually go in there.
I heard someone saying. I'm sorry.
You're good. And then
Last year, Grand Drive was over at like 11.
Here?
Yeah.
and then you got
Yes.
the grain system, which you guys will never see used in this series. We might if we win.
Well, I can guarantee we're not going to be in Grand Drive, so we don't have to worry about it.
And then we got our milk storage bins. I don't know how much milk this will hold, but probably a couple 100,000 liters of milk.
Liters?
And
Gallons?
gallons, liters, and whatever. And then you got the manure pit over here, which there's still no manure in, even though the cows have feed. And then as we come along the back side of the feedlot, or the back side of the grain system, we've got our main machine shed, the fuel barrels. I don't know how many gallons of diesel and our gasoline that holds.
Some people only have.
Oh, Wyatt texted me. So in here, this is a 120 by how?
There, because if you've got an extra $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 just laying around, you could buy some really nice equipment for the shed.
I think this is like an 80 by 120 machine shed. Yeah, that's what we'll go with, an 80 by 120. And it holds all our tractors, a couple implements. And then, so that's all the buildings. So like I said, right here we've got the pickup truck, which is the 2020 Ram 3500 dually. And then over here we've got a versatile something, but I don't remember what, as our Taurus tractor pulling the Meyer feed wagon.
Do what?
You remind me, I'll get on like the wheel for that.
And then
I'll look and see if they got them on Amazon.
it's a versatile 235
On Amazon?
with a loader. I'll show you guys the inside. And then we get this.
Amazon app, anything?
It's got the buddy seat. This is what it looks like on the interior.
Got a note one.
And then you guys will see that in action a little bit in today's episode later on.
I don't think it matters what year it is, does it?
So over here, so we talked about the truck, we talked about the versatile. We'll head over to the trailer, or this building now. So right as we walk in, we've got our H&S hay rake, action rake, H&S 3212, and then our Case IH DC 105 conditioner, pull behind mower, and then our Case IH SB 541 small square baler. Produces a 500-pound bale, or 150-pound bale, I think. And then, so we'll head back over to the inside of the machine shed and do that. And then, actually, we'll head over to the other side of the dairy barn because there's something over there. And then we'll hit the machine shed since it's a little bit closer if you go off on the one side of the machine shed. Or the... So... Yeah, I finally have over 100,000 pounds of cattle feed in the silo. So right here we've got our milk trailer. I believe this will hold like, hold on, I can verify that one for you. The milk trailer, where's trailer's that? There it is. This will hold 8,000 gallons of milk.
You said 100,000.
No, that's how much the containers will hold. So 8,000 gallons of milk this will hold.
I mean,
So now we'll head over to the machine shed and go from there, and then we will also be chopping silage in this episode. I forgot about that. And you know what? First, the Farmall 1206 is currently chopping silage. We'll cut back to him later. So we're gonna head over to the machine shed now and talk about that stuff, and then finish feeding the dairy cows, and then go sit in the 1206 for a while. But I'm being very strategic with my videos.
oh, yeah.
Well, more or less. So as you walk in the building here, you got a Farmall 1066. Wait, 1066 or 1086? So this is our Farmall 1066. It's got 120 horsepower, I think. No. The 1066 has 125 horsepower.
How many horsepower does our
Narrow front turbo.
74, I believe.
tractor? Our tractor only has 74.
Yeah, I know.
I thought 200.
And then we've got right next to the Farmall 1066, International 1066, we've got our bale spear for the Versatile 925 out there. And then next to the bale spear, we've got our Case 955 12-row corn planter, which we will be using in the spring this year to plant our silage corn. And then over here, we've got an underfurf grain or seed tender. I don't know how much will that hold. It's actually squad built, but just roll with me when I say underfurf because I'm just going with actual brands. So seed tender, it'll hold 24,000 pounds of seed and nitrogen and P&K.
That's P&K.
A different type of fertilizer. And then right next,
Potash and what?
I don't know.
Nitrogen and what's K?
I don't know. And then
Know that.
right here we've got our Kenworth T600. We'll pop up in the cab. This is what it looks like, first person view of inside the cab. We got our CB mount up there. And then right next to it, we've got our Art round baler 565 AFS Case IH Premium HD round baler. That'll produce, hold on, how much will that produce? Oh, wrong button. How much will that produce? It'll produce 1,200 pound bale. The pan. Hold on, guys, I'll be right back.
Knock it off! He's not done eating. Want the other pan? No, baby.
Can you believe we're nowhere near done with today, Falcon?
Nope.
Yeah, bro.
So like I was saying,
Ralph called me or sent me a text and say Randy thought somebody had gotten into her vehicle, glove box is open, and blind over the visor was down and everything. And she was back this picture. I don't know what time she come in.
it produces a 1,200 pound bale. And then we got the International 1086. Pop up in the cab of it.
Yeah. You can smell it on
So this is what, oh, wrong tractor. This is what the inside of the 1086 looks like. The baler. And we're back with the 1206 riding. Actually, first things first, we're gonna use the Versatile and go feed the calves. Or dairy cows. We'll do this from first person because I like doing it from first person. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and comment down below if you guys are actually a dairy farmer. So I know if any of my people are dairy farmers. Oh, is that even? Oh, I got it back. Hold on, guys. We got. Oh wait.
That's
Thought
a
I had it.
possibility.
Well, let's get.
All right.
Okay, so we're even with the spout.
That's all right. No problem. Well, thanks for giving me a call.
We're filling up with cattle feed.
What's going on?
Oh, I think
Girl from where?
from works back in Hot Lot.
Oh, I thought you said Holland. What?
Holland.
So we're gonna get over here to the
All right. Sliding roller.
Of course, I missed my turn. So let's go ahead, stop, and unload the feed. And then we will check to see how much feed the cows still need. So we've got one, two, three, four, five dairy cows. Yeah, they could use a little bit more feed. Have they started the show yet? From the break. Alright, there we go. Now we got it undone. Now we're unstuck. Now we just gotta fill the feed wagon again with feed. Hold on, let me back up underneath the thing so we can actually fill up. Right there, I think's a good spot. Right, hold on. Yeah, right there. So we got it full. Now we're gonna head back around and fill their feeder once again, and hopefully this time I do not miss my turn with this versatile. I do actually like this versatile, but then again, it's a little overkill for what I want to run equipment wise, and also has a loader arm and be considered a chore tractor. So we're gonna go ahead and dump the next round of feed into the feeder. Okay, let's see what that did. We still have 137,207 pounds. So one more load, and then they should be good for today. We'll feed them again in March, next episode.
Mom won't let me have it. Are you still filming?
Yeah.
End the video.
No, screw that. The video's nowhere near done. I'm almost done, but I still have a lot. I want to try to get 2 fields chopped of corn today. And then it's gonna be a while because I still have to finish feeding the dairy cows. So we're almost done. This will be our last load with the feed mixer, which I'm just gonna leave it in the pen because I'm not gonna try and take it out hooked up to the tractor, since this is our chore tractor. But once we get done with, like, if you know what hold on, let me get it straightened out so I'm not like, that's better. Now we're straight. Now we can actually. So there's a little bit of a shot from outside dumping. Now we're good. Let's check and see what that did. Let's see how much of a dent that put in the yeah, they're good. Now let's just tab back over to the 1206. And then we will go into the first person view because I like doing stuff in the first person. So we are just chopping corn with our 2-row or forage harvester. And yeah.
Let's see how that door is cockeyed.
So we're just gonna continue.
You can't open and shut that door.
What, this door here? Oh. So we're still. we're just gonna finish this field of corn. If he'll ever hit the rows instead of just staying on the headland passes. And I just left the tractor. But we'll go ahead and pause for today. We'll lift that up so that'll shut up. And then I'll see you guys next episode. Peace.